The dust has finally settled on one of the most closely watched legal battles in the cryptocurrency world, the SEC versus Ripple Labs. After nearly 3 years of uncertainty, speculation, delays, and fear, the ruling is in. XRP, Ripple's native token, is not considered a security in its public sales. And just like that, what was once a heavy cloud hanging over Ripple's future has now transformed into a massive tailwind. XRP holders, developers, and institutions alike are now breathing a sigh of relief and looking ahead with bullish optimism. The market is buzzing with excitement. But what exactly happened in court? What were the key arguments? And how did the judge come to this landmark decision? And why are some people now claiming XRP could reach jaw-dropping prices like $100 or even $500 per coin? The future seems brighter than ever for Ripple and its supporters. Let's first break down the conclusion of the lawsuit and understand its implications. The U.S. District Court ruled that while Ripple did engage in securities offerings to institutional investors, the sale of XRP on public exchanges does not meet the Howey test, and therefore is not a security in that context. This landmark decision marks a rare moment of regulatory clarity in a crypto space otherwise riddled with confusion and uncertainty. For Ripple and the XRP community, this verdict means two massive things. XRP can now be listed and traded on US-based exchanges without legal baggage, opening new opportunities, and Ripple can resume its global expansion without looking over its shoulder, paving the way for future growth. Almost immediately following the ruling, exchanges like Coinbase, Kraken, and Gemini relisted XRP, and its price spiked by more than 70% in a single day. But the legal win is just the beginning. Since the verdict, Ripple has hit the ground running, announcing new strategic partnerships and expanding its CBDC engagements with countries like Colombia, Bhutan, and Palau. Ripplet is now being actively used by hundreds of financial institutions across over 55 countries, powering faster and cheaper cross-border payments. In short, Ripple is scaling and XRP is central to its infrastructure. With regulatory clarity now in place, Ripple can go full steam ahead into new territories. And for the first time in years, large institutional players can begin to consider XRP seriously. That's where the speculation begins. Since the lawsuit victory, analysts and influencers have been firing off bold predictions about XRP's future price potential. We've seen numbers like $10, $50, $100, and yes, even $500 per XRP. But is this even possible? Let's explore both the hype and the reality. The most bullish forecasts are based on a few key ideas. First, institutional investors who have been waiting on the sidelines may now begin accumulating XRP, especially if an XRP ETF is introduced down the line. Second, XRP is no longer just a speculative asset. It's becoming a real utility token with use cases ranging from CBDCs to liquidity provision for cross-border settlements. And third, crypto markets often move on sentiment and FOMO, fear of missing out, could push prices far beyond rational valuations, as we've seen in every major bull cycle. But let's pause and do the math. At $500 per coin and a circulating supply of roughly 55 billion XRP, the total market cap would sit around 27.5 trillion. That's nearly double the total market value of all the gold in the world and over 10 times the current entire crypto market cap. That kind of valuation, while exciting, is extremely unlikely unless XRP becomes the default global financial settlement layer, replacing legacy systems like SWIFT, Fedwire, and even some fiat settlement rails. Is it possible? Maybe in a far distant future? Is it probable in the next few years? Not likely. A more grounded estimate from industry analysts points to XRP ranging from $5 to $10 in the next bull cycle. Still a massive gain from current prices. These predictions are rooted in expected institutional adoption, expanded Ripple usage, and the overall growth of the digital asset space. Remember, Bitcoin was once written off, and now major firms like BlackRock are pushing ETFs that give everyday investors easy exposure to crypto. XRP could follow a similar path, especially now that it has the legal clarity Bitcoin and Ethereum already enjoy. In fact, the XRP versus Bitcoin comparison is now becoming more and more common. Just look at what happened to Bitcoin after the ETF approval. It surged, breaking new highs and attracting billions in institutional capital. If an XRP ETF is approved or even speculated to be in the works, the price momentum could accelerate dramatically. The logic is simple. Wall Street doesn't want to miss the next big thing, especially if that thing is legally cleared and built for global financial use. And XRP fits that mold perfectly. Another point worth highlighting is how Ripple has positioned XRP as more than just a P/T payment token. Ripple's on-demand liquidity, or ODL service, uses XRP to instantly bridge fiat currencies, eliminating the need for pre-funded accounts in foreign countries. This is a game-changer for global commerce. As more financial institutions adopt ODL, demand for XRP increases, not just from traders or speculators, but from actual businesses using it to move real money across borders. And that's what separates XRP from many other tokens in the space. It's not just about hype, it's about utility. Still, even the most loyal XRP supporters know that we must be cautious. The crypto market is volatile. Regulations are still evolving, and XRP has a large supply, meaning market cap becomes a limiting factor for how high the price can realistically go. That's why responsible investors are watching more than just the price. They're watching the fundamentals: adoption, partnerships, regulation, and technological development. So, what can we expect in the near future? XRP reclaiming $1, $2, $3 seems entirely reasonable, especially if Bitcoin continues its bull run. If institutions begin allocating to XRP, if more nations integrated into CBDC programs, and if Ripple lands a major ETF partner like BlackRock or Fidelity, we could see much higher price points. Maybe not $500, but certainly levels that make today's prices look like a bargain. In conclusion, the end of the SEC lawsuit is a monumental victory that removes a major obstacle from XRP's path. It unlocks new possibilities, greater adoption, increased investment, and deeper trust in the technology and the team behind it. Whether you're holding for $5, $50, or $500, or even more, one thing is certain: XRP's future just got a whole lot brighter, and the potential is immense. If you're still here and excited about XRP's journey ahead and can't wait to see what's next, we want to hear from you. Your thoughts and opinions matter to us. Drop a rocket emoji in the comments if you're holding XRP